It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
Yeah, I've seen people running, walking dogs. I'm seeing, like, I saw a dad pushing a jogger stroller as he was jogging with, like, twins in there, shirtless.
Nope.
Way too much way too much carpe diem in the Roscoe Village neighborhood first thing on a Sunday.
This is a living nightmare.
Not your vibe?
No.
Should we have recorded at Lower Whacker? Would that have been more, like, apropos?
James, you tell me.
Yes.
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 Sorry.
This right here is Car Con Carne. Car Con Carne is a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne. Car Con Carne is lovingly brought to us by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. Are you looking to transform your home, office, or business into a smart, seamlessly connected space? Easy Automation is a local business headquartered in Aurora, Illinois. That's that way. That delivers custom automation solutions tailored to your lifestyle. Whether you're upgrading your home entertainment, streamlining your office tech, or enhancing the atmosphere in your restaurant or sports bar, they've got you covered. Their expert team designs and installs personalized systems from smart lighting and climate control to audio-video distribution and robust Wi-Fi networks, all managed through an intuitive app on your favorite device. Easy Automation makes technology work for you, effortlessly, reliably, and always with your satisfaction guaranteed. Visit easy-automation.net or call my guy Dan at 630-730-3728 and take control of your environment today. My guest, a returning favorite, an absolute delight, a person who loathes the fact that we're recording in the heart of Roscoe Village on a Sunday morning. She is Stephanie Sack.
That's me.
The reason why you're here, well, again, you're a delight, and I would have you regardless, but Giallo Gelato, returning bigger, better, bloodier. The Logan Theatre, 2646 North Milwaukee. It is July 18th through the 21st, 11 o'clock each night at the Logan, a 50th anniversary Giallo celebration. I'm going to read your copy because I love it. Everyone loves ice cream and murder.
It's true.
This July, cool off with a scoop and a scream as cult film curator and horror maven Stephanie Gialloholique. Easy for you to say. That sounds kind of hot. Stephanie Sack plunges you into Giallo Gelato. I'm not going to read this, but it is a blood-red, black-gloved world of Italian Giallo cinema with 4 killer films celebrating their 50th anniversary. That's why we're here. It is a film festival. It is late night, as makes sense for this. Let's start at the beginning. Giallo Gelato was an idea that you just hatched years ago, and it is slowly snowballed or gelato-balled into something much more enormous.
The frozen tundra of Giallo Gelato is encroaching Chicago, James. Yes. So Giallo Gelato has been in my head in various iterations for many years. This is the second Giallo Gelato that I have produced in Chicago. It is bigger. It is better. We've gone from 3 films to 4. We've gone from one day to a whole series over a weekend. I mean, I hope Chicago is ready for 2 of my favorite things, which is ice cream and murder.
Well, okay, to quote you, these aren't just horror movies. They're eye-popping, pulse-racing time capsules of Italian genre cinema at its wildest. And this is your only chance to see them all together on the big screen.
That is true. I haven't seen any of these films being screened anywhere else for their 50th anniversary or pretty much for any other reason.
And that's the hook. I mean, this isn't stuff that you can just pull up on streaming. This is stuff best seen in the actual theater.
Well, I think that's really the joy behind what I have wrought, and that is to see films that were made for a cinematic experience, a theatrical experience, with the colors and the cinematography, and best of all, the soundtracks. So really seeing, hearing, and in this case, tasting the Giallo is going to be so awesome.
Does the gelato line up with the movies?
Of course. What the
amazing.
hell kind of a question is that?
I think it's a fair question. So the gelato is themed with the movies.
Rest assured that the flavors of gelato will be exactly aligned with the cinematic cartage of the Giallo.
This couldn't be more high concept.
It's actually pretty low concept, James. But I'm glad you think it has some liftoff.
So you will be there hosting, kicking these movies off each night. I've seen you do stuff like this before. I think you're really good at it. Because when people see someone who is clearly passionate and knowledgeable about a subject, they're drawn in. Like they're all in. You bring them along, which I love. And I think this is going to be an awesome event.
Thank you. I love ice cream. I love murder. And I love to introduce films. And I believe and have sort of approached all of what I do in that these films, and many others, to be fair, sort of require a midwife, somebody to hostess their arrival, to explain how, who, and what, and particularly for the American market, these films have all been presented as being B movies,
right.
Trashy films, and while that's not wrong exactly, I think watching them with the understanding of where Italy was in 75 in particular, what was happening globally, what was happening in Europe, the post-war psychology, gets overlooked with how lurid and trashy they are. But I love them for both reasons.
All right, so Friday, July 18th, it is Autopsy.
That is
more groom
right.
madness.
It's Autopsy, 1975. So we're kicking off with a film by Armando Crispino, and he made, with all the other guys making films in every genre. He did action. A lot of them did westerns. And the Giallo was around. It was profitable. It served as a really great backbone for a story. But this guy, this film to me is sort of a vertigo in that there's sort of two films in it. There's the front half and there's the back half. And in the front half, you're set up with grotesque imagery, shocking bodies coming back to life in a morgue. It's real. It's not your average rom-com, James. That is for damn sure. But what's really cool to me about this film is that the star, Mimsy Farmer, is from Chicago.
I had no idea.
Yes, I chose this film for many reasons, but
that's amazing.
It's so cool to not only see a woman in control of her education in this film. She's studying to be, she's a medical student. She's very hands-on. She's in the mix in this morgue. She's dealing with doctors. She's dealing with a weird father and, of course, a sleazy boyfriend, but they all have sleazy boyfriends in Jolly. And it's her trajectory through these anxieties and these preoccupations and this tension that really makes this film come to life in a unique, again, sort of a vertiginous sort of way.
I love that. Okay, so that is on the 18th, Friday night, 11 o'clock. You will be bringing people...
Autopsy.
Into
the autopsy.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Saturday, July 19th, again, this is all at the Logan Theatre, 2646 North Milwaukee. Deep Red, Dario Argento.
Now, James, if there is one film in this collection that the general you has to see, it is Deep Red. Arguably, it is the greatest gateway drug when it comes to Giallo. And in fact, here's a fun little story that I will share with your audience. I once showed Deep Red to a gentleman who I was seeing, and he didn't understand it at all, and I dumped him.
Yeah.
No Deep Red, no Stephanie Sack. It's pretty simple. But this is really Argento, Dario Argento at his most florid, operatic. It's a loose story, but it's a film where if you pay attention and you kind of go with where the narrative goes, where the plot twists go, you are rewarded with one of the most amazing reveals, most fabulous final kills. And it's really an homage in many ways to Hitchcock. This is sort of Psycho on Italian acid. And I mean that in the best possible way.
I don't think you could have sold this any better. But the one thing we haven't talked about, Goblin.
Oh, Goblin. So if you don't know who Goblin is, I am definitely about to tell you. So Goblin is sort of the go-to band for this whole genre of film. They're still touring. They're
Yes.
still around. I've seen them several times. Man, when they play live, you really feel the fullness of the music, the intense psychological imagery, and how audibly insane it is. And mixing Goblin's score, which I can tell you was really inspired by the Halloween score. You've got lots of intense notes, lots of movement in high pitches, low pitches. When Goblin and Argento come together, it is really something special.
You describe it as the Giallo goat.
It is arguably the greatest Giallo of all time. I will fight anyone who wants to come at me. I mean, I won't, but you know what I mean.
And I love the fact that this movie is the barrier for entry for your dating life.
One of them.
Yes, one of them.
One of them, yes.
Sunday, July 20th. Oh boy, here we go. Sleaze, sex, and slashing in a Milan fashion house. Strip nude for your killer.
Strip nude for your killer. That's just really fun to say. And I will say, like, of all the Gialli, some of them have, like, really wild titles.
Is this just because of the way Italian translates to English?
Yes and
Okay.
no. It's definitely the way Italian translates to English, but it's also Italian. So
Okay.
it's big, it's bloody, it's supposed to be evocative. And this film, I'm just going to be very honest, is really trashy. In fact, it probably is the sleaziest Giallo I've ever seen or am excited to show.
Okay.
But there's two things going for it. The first is the star, Edwidge Fenwick. There is no one in the genre who was more beautiful. It's just not possible. In fact, it's not even fair how beautiful this woman is, particularly in this film. And the other thing is, the plot is very, the plot is all about women's rights. And it's how the rights of women to their own body in Italy in the mid-70s is as emotional, is as controversial as it still is today.
So is
and
this
that's why this film is not only worth watching, but worth analyzing.
So is this a progressive message in a sleazy movie?
That's the best way to get a progressive message across.
Yeah, fair enough. And then the whole thing wraps up Monday, July 21st, Footprints on the Moon. I don't know anything about this, but I'm already hooked by knowing who the score author or creator
Oh,
is.
Morricone, the director Bazzoni, the star Florinda Balkan, and most interestingly, the producer, who's a gal who goes by she's Countess Marina Cicogna, and she was the only woman in this era who was producing, selecting scripts, putting these casts together, putting these directors together, bringing in the right musicians, and her visions were absolutely aligned with some of the Giallo trappings, the look. There's a mystery, but this film, as sleazy, for example, as Strip Nude is, as demented as Deep Red is, this one is quiet.
A slow burn.
It's a slow burn, and it's great if you like films, for example, like Images, which just played at the Siskel. It's a great woman's picture, and I've always loved this film because in the last 3 minutes, everything that the film has set up, the rules it's established, are completely imploded in the most shattering, heartbreaking way. This is Giallo pain, and I love it.
There is no better person on earth to curate this film festival. Again, Giallo Gelato at Logan Theatre, 2646 North Milwaukee, 11 o'clock each night. I mean, what a great way to kind of wrap up a school night with you.
They're all school nights, James. We're all going to Stephanie's school with these films.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so if people want to attend, and they should, do they get tickets online?
That's right. Tickets are at the Logan Theatre website. They are $12 for each night. We are also selling gelato, and we will have some fantastic people there to vend. We've got a local horror author, John Everson, who will be there on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so cool. And you can buy his books and talk to him, which are all inspired by Giallo and other mystery films. And then on Friday, I will be co-hosted by the Chicago Horror Film Fest, which is fantastic as well.
That's a nice fit.
And on Sunday, we're wrapping it up with a giveaway from Severin of a beautiful box set called House of Psychotic Women, which is where I live, clearly. And it includes...
Nice place to visit.
That's right. Yeah. You know, you got the VIP compound. And then we'll be giving away that beautiful box set, which includes a 4K restoration of Footprints.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a fantastic event right in the middle of summer.
Where the Giallo is hot and the gelato is cool.
That's right. All right, Stephanie Sack, the Gialloholique.
You got it.
Is that right?
Gialloholique.
Okay, La Gialloholique.
Perfect.
Stephanie, thank you. I love that you do this. I love the stuff you curate. We've talked about this a zillion times because you've been on the show a bunch. I love just the thoughtful way you curate this stuff for us to bring us in to your sick, twisted, demented world.
Welcome. For $12 a night, you can join me.
That's fantastic.